Hey everybody, it's Chris Eads, Wootini from GayGamer.net, here with another weekly video podcast. This week I have not played any new games. I'm still playing Rock Band, love Rock Band, new update. Unfortunately, the new update took forever to download. I wish it had downloaded in the background while I was at work that day, so that when I came home I could just turn it on and start playing. But no, I went to start playing it and it was like, nope, have to download it, and it took forever. But it's updated and it's all good, and I know they tweaked a whole bunch of stuff, but for whatever reason, I was just mostly excited that now they have a new Scruff baseball cap that I can add to my Scruff t-shirt. It might be overkill, but I don't care. I'm also playing Dance Central again, as I mentioned in an earlier podcast, that I, want to get back into working out because I really let it slide over the holidays. So, and it's really cold out, so I don't feel like going for a run in the freezing cold, especially when there's like snow and ice on the ground. I don't want to fall and break my skull. So, dancing in my living room is a really fun alternative. And every time I play it, I'm just sadly reminded that, they're not supporting it anymore. But I did go in the store, and there are a bunch of songs in there that I could buy. And I did buy one. Just because they were songs that when they came out, I was like, nah, I want this one instead. But it's not a bad song, and since they're not releasing any new DLC, I can only pick from the DLC that exists now, so there's a few songs I'm probably just going to buy just so I can have something new to dance to and change it up a bit. Although, playing Dance Central also reminds me that Microsoft basically gave up on the Kinect completely. Not just because, Harmonix is like, Dance Central's not selling, we'll focus on Rock Band. And, but when they did the redesign on Xbox One, then they eliminated the motion controls. So whenever I played Dance Central, I used to like to use the voice controls to turn on my Xbox and the motion controls to activate Dance Central and start playing it, so I wouldn't have to turn on my controller at all. It was convenient. Saves on batteries. But now I have no choice. I have to turn on my controller so that I can navigate through the menu to get to Dance Central. And then when I bought that new song, I also had to you can use the motion controls to confirm your purchase, but then once you get to the Microsoft screen where it's like, here's how much money you have, you sure you want to buy this, there's no refunds, confirm or cancel, you can't motion control to press on confirm anymore. It's gone. So I had to turn on my controller again so that I could finish buying the song. Although in retrospect, I realized after the fact that I could have used voice controls, I think, to confirm the purchase without having to turn on. And I could use voice controls to navigate the home screen and turn on Dance Central, I think. The voice controls, though, they're not as intuitive as the motion controls. But, boo earns, whatever. Not a lot you can do about it. But I do want to play new games. Oh, also, I did not go back to Mirror's Edge at all this past week. I don't think I want to. But there's a couple of games that I'm intrigued by, but yet have not. I don't think so. Like, I'm really intrigued by the new Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, but I've heard Sticker Star was not good. I did not like Sticker Star. I tried, but the whole sticker mechanic for the gameplay was just really irritating, and after a while it got on my nerves and I never finished it. This one is more traditional, but I still think that it's a little off. Like, they added a little bit of, because you have 3 people, and I've also heard that there's these constant mini-games that interrupt the flow of the story, and so I'm like wary of buying that because I'm not sure how much I'll enjoy it. But And I know a whole bunch of people now, they're all playing Final Fantasy Explorers, which weirdly just sort of came out of nowhere for me. Like, it wasn't even on my radar. I didn't even realize that was a game that was coming. So all of a sudden everyone's like, woo, Final Fantasy Explorers, woo! And I'm like, wait, what is this? But I've heard it compared to Monster Hunter, which I don't enjoy. And it's a multiplayer thing where you and your friends go on the, missions together and whatever. And it's hard for me to play multiplayer. Console multiplayer is fine, because those are in my home with the internet. But I play my 3DS on the train, so I don't get internet on the train. I mean, I could, but it'll only be at certain stations, and it won't be conducive to actually playing a game. So, I'd have to play it at home, and I couldn't play it on the go. And I don't know what the single-player game in that would be like. Because it seems to be multiplayer focused, I feel like the single-player is probably not going to be very good. I prefer games where the single-player game is the main focus, and they add on multiplayer as like a bonus, If it's a multiplayer game, that's where they've made their focus, and they're always like, oh, but you can play it single-player, but it's not going to be nearly as much fun, because they didn't try to make that as much fun as the multiplayer, because they're trying to sell you on multiplayer. So, boo, I would like to play a new game, but there's nothing coming that I am interested in. So, perfect opportunity to go back in and try to finish some games that I never, ever played yet. That would be a good idea, right? So, I'm going to do that, I promise. So next week, come back, and I promise I will have tried something, either on my PS3 or my Xbox, one of those free games that I downloaded and never tried. I'm going to try another one. Mirror's Edge didn't work out so well, but maybe one of the other ones will. So come back and find out what the hell I'm sampling next. Bye!